Hello, and welcome to Serious Sunday.
Serious Sunday.
I don't know why, but today seems like it's gonna be a great day.
It is me, Miss Price,
Out of here.
What?
and I'm here to tell you all the bad news about all the boring shit. Seriously though, while injecting some humor into all of this, we must also remember to be responsible and stop the virus from spreading.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Messing up with my spring break. 'Cause what is there to do here other than...
What's life without spring break?
This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Even though there might not be a lot of people watching my channel, if I could educate one person, I would be very happy.
There's a skip in my step, a pep in my pep.
I just did some research this morning just to get the scope of the whole situation. Coronavirus is a serious virus. It ain't playing around, bitch. The contamination rates, especially in USA and Spain, are crazy. One of the videos that I watched this morning was about the situation in Bergamo, Italy. Town looks like a ghost town.
It isn't empty, it looks it, but it isn't. It's full of people, but they are all self-isolating. They are all following the rules. Very few people come out onto the streets.
Reporters who were from the UK, they went to speak to Bergamo's mayor.
Is your message to the outside world, if you like, that you have to lock down?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
And also some of the people living in Bergamo.
In Bergamo, the only people allowed to gather, always keeping apart, are coming to the town hall to register the deaths of family members.
Doloroso non poterli salutare, doloroso lasciarli soli e viene un po' di tristezza. C'è molta tristezza. Scusi.
Now that it's this pandemic, people think that, oh, like this is the only thing that we die from. You know, there are a lot of other health problems that are not being targeted. It's getting serious. They have these refrigeration trucks they just dispose of the bodies into. Loved ones have no opportunity to say goodbye. Burial happens in mass graves. It's crazy. It's scary. It makes you want to just follow all the rules. These rules aren't there to be broken. I want to talk about USA. USA is currently at 105,000 cases in total. 27 to 28,000 about of them just being in New York. I hear from my friends non-essential businesses are still running. A lot of shops are still open. People are walking around without masks. And then I see updates from NBC News. New York City had closed down part of Park Avenue so that people would have more space to walk around, walk their dog, keep their mental health in check.
For Rachel and Stephen Tracy, it's taken its toll.
It's so important for mental health.
Hundreds of people took to Park Avenue between 28th and 34th Street on Friday to get some fresh air.
It's good for your mental health. You gotta get out once in a while.
Still, some wonder if the open streets will lead to social distancing going out the window.
Today is kind of getting worse and worse. We had to get a refrigerated truck to store the bodies of patients who are dying.
That, that's not good for the mental health. So when it comes to immigration, the way I feel about my current situation is totally irrelevant. It's most important that all of us stay safe and healthy. Traveling right now, doesn't matter where you are, is just not great. All the transport, airplanes, buses, trains are full of places where the virus can hide. The virus lives longest on paper, by the way, up to 6 days. If for some reason you decide to go into a coffee shop, just don't go into coffee shops. We should all just stay put. But what's funny to me, and I think that this is really hypocritical of the United States government, is that they're like, okay, we're gonna let US citizens back in and permanent residents, but we're not gonna let the people that still work and live here and pay tax back in. We're just gonna put them in line with tourists. Whereas your youth America still goes on spring break, still goes to bars. In relation to my previous episode, I received about a dozen comments. Many of them came through in private messages. Most people commenting chose to stay anonymous. And I'm going to talk about two. One case is that how do you survive if you are in a country that you are in also on a work visa? And then while the country is on lockdown, your visa runs out. You now technically are illegal. Your employer can no longer pay you a salary. For example, if your salary just covers your living expenses. For example, there's no option to travel. To me, this is just all not very thought through. I understand that this is not a priority, but I feel like this is something that the government should really address. People who are non-immigrant workers, people who pay rent or consider places their home, but suddenly end up in a situation like that because of a pandemic. Hopefully this will all get sorted out quickly and we could all be at ease with their situations. Another case I wanted to address was people who, they want to go and live and work in the United States. It's a great place to earn money. It's a great place to save up. In my personal experience, I have managed to save up a lot more than I ever was able to in Europe. And so one of my acquaintances had got granted a special skills visa, that same non-immigrant visa that I'm on, and now she can't enter the US. I don't know what exactly the case is. In the case that she is sponsored by her employer, both her and her employer will be losing time on this visa. Whether or not the visa will be extended because of the pandemic, that's also a question that I feel should be raised. I also wanted to say that my heart goes out to all those who are unemployed due to coronavirus. I know a few people that have lost their jobs. I hope things turn around for you. One thing that I was just super appalled by is this.
As a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make me noble or brave or anything like that. I just think there are lots of grandparents out there in this country, like me, I have 6 grandchildren, that what we all care about and what we love more than anything are those children. And I want to, live smart and see through this, but I don't want the whole country to be sacrificed.
Lieutenant Governor of Texas. Yeah, let's get back to living. Oh, one piece of good news, my visa has actually been filed for, so it's something to celebrate. I hope this wasn't too morbid. I promise that Midweek Madness is going to be a lot of fun, because it's the musical edition. See you in a few days' time.